Hi everyone. So today I'll be answering some of the questions that I got from the Q&A. So let's just jump right into it. Hey, just wondering why you never respond to my DMs. So rude. Okay, so I receive a lot of messages every single day across every social media platform. And if I were to respond to every single person, I would have to invest hours and hours and hours every single day. And it's just not sustainable for me. I really appreciate all the messages, and I'm very honored that so many people feel like they can open up to me and share their story and share whatever it is that they're going through. And I do read, I would say, pretty much every message, but responding to everyone would require too much time. So please feel free to pour your heart out. Know that I've read it, know that I hear you and I'm listening, but I just really cannot get back to every single person. Did you study psychology in college? I get this question a lot, and no, I did not study psychology in college. Not yet. So please, any advice or anything I say, know that it's not professional. I'll rather you see it as like friendly advice from someone you kind of know, rather than professional advice, because it's not. How does one build up confidence in themselves? I think the best way to do that is to become better at things. So pick something that makes you feel insecure and uncomfortable, and promise yourself that you will do everything that you can to become better at that thing, and hold yourself accountable to that promise the way that you would hold yourself accountable to a promise that you had made to someone else. An example of that could be any physical activity. Pick a sport or even a board game, anything that you're not good at, and prove to yourself that you can become better at things, that you can become good, that you can become great at things. But also know that it takes time. So be patient, be persistent, be consistent, and just go for it. Do you suffer from anxiety and or depression? If you do, what are some of your coping skills? So I've seen this comment quite a few times where people ask, are you depressed? Or actually, they don't even ask. It's more like, you're so depressing, or you're so depressed. And I do think it's because of the style of my videos. So my aesthetic, I guess, is kind of dark, and it's slow, and it's not sad music really, but kind of, it's not happy. My aesthetic isn't really happy. And that's just because that's what I like creating. I think it makes editing more fun. I think it makes shooting more fun. And I just think, those deep emotions are beautiful. So that's what I put into my videos. And everything is also kind of slow. So I think people sometimes forget the power of editing videos. So if I were to talk about the same things, but talk about them differently and edit my videos differently, I know I would never get any of those questions. But so keep that in mind, that the way people choose to express themselves isn't everything that they are. So comedians, for example, all you ever see them do is crack jokes and be happy and flimsy, and that's just a teeny, teeny, tiny part of who they are. That's not their whole identity. It doesn't mean that they're always happy and, excited, and that they're never sad or depressed or anxious. It's just a tiny part of what they choose to show the world. It's not their whole identity. So to answer your question, no, I'm not depressed. And please, I really hope that people aren't, going around asking people or telling people that they're depressed, because perhaps the person that you are telling actually is, and it might be very hurtful. So if you suspect that anyone close to you or anyone that you're following online is going through something, I think a better way to approach the situation is to kind of start a lighter conversation. Don't just tell people they're depressed. I think it can go really wrong. So don't do that. I'm not referring to this question because this was an actual question. I'm referring to the people who, make a statement rather than a question. About anxiety, I definitely suffer from anxiety sometimes, and I don't know that I have a great method of dealing with it. I just kind of breathe and exercise, and it works. So yeah. How should I start a motivated day? So here is kind of how I do it. So I start the night before. Make sure your room is clean before you go to bed. Make sure you open your window for a few minutes, get some fresh air before you go to bed. Write some things down before sleeping. That's what I do. I write, I journal, but besides that, I also write down kind of a to-do list for the day after. And then make sure you don't sleep hungry. Make sure you don't sleep too full. Make sure you don't drink water right before you go to bed, because then you will have to wake up in the middle of the night and go take a pee-pee. And you don't want to ruin your sleep. And then when I wake up, I write first thing in the morning, almost always. And then I eat something, a healthy breakfast. I make my bed and I exercise. Not every morning, but the good mornings, the mornings that give me the best start of the day are the mornings where I have followed these steps, especially the exercise part. Very important. How to be genuinely happy. So I think what many people believe is that they need to not be sad or not be anxious or not get hurt, not get disappointed. And that's not possible. So we're all going to go through things that are going to hurt us and disappoint us and put us down. That's unavoidable. I think the best thing to do is to learn how to deal with those situations once they do occur, because they will occur. And so the better you become at learning how to deal and handle different situations, I think that's what's going to make you happier, quote unquote. Not that that's the only thing that's going to make you genuinely happy in life, but I think it's definitely a huge contributing factor to people's happiness, just the way they deal with different situations. What inspires you to make your thoughts go public? The response, the messages, knowing that, what I'm saying or doing brings some sort of value to people. How to stop caring what others are thinking about me. Okay, so I don't think you should completely neglect what others think of you. If all your friends and everyone in your family tells you that you are aggressive, then you probably are, and you probably should take that seriously and do something about it. But if what you're talking about is not caring about what others think of you, as in not letting their opinions hold you back from pursuing whatever it is you want to pursue or do what you want to do, then honestly, just remind yourself, and this might sound kind of silly, but just remind yourself that it's not that serious. if you look through a history book, you will see so many names and you won't even know who those people are because honestly, most of those people don't really matter to a lot of people who are living today. So, what I'm trying to say with that is, you know, life is not forever. And most of us won't really matter in 100 years or even less. And, that's not to like scare anyone or to make this whole video kind of dark, but rather the opposite. Use that as a motivation to, do whatever you want to do, because at the end of the day, what does it matter? What does it matter what someone else thinks? It really does not matter at all. So please do not let anyone's opinion hold you back from doing whatever it is that you want to be doing. But yeah, look through a history book and think of what I said. It might be surprisingly eye-opening. Why am I constantly bored? Because you probably don't have any interests. Or if you do, you're not pursuing them. And you probably also don't really know how to be present. So you're always thinking about the past or thinking about the future. So if you're always bored, you need interests. How do you find interests? You just try things. Really, that's all you do. Try new things. See if you like it, see if you don't like it. If you like it even the slightest, do it again. If you really did not like it, move on to something else. Have you ever felt lonely? How to deal with it? Yeah, of course. Everyone feels lonely sometimes. And I think the very first thing to do is to just accept that, yeah, I'm feeling lonely right now. And it's a normal feeling. And then try to understand where that feeling is coming from. Is it internal? Is it external? Is it in myself where I'm feeling kind of unaccomplished or not enough? Or, where is it coming from? Or is it external? Well, I don't have friends. I don't have any, meaningful human connection. I'm not doing anything all day. So start by accepting the fact that it's fine, it's normal. And then second, figure out where it's coming from, and then just take it from there. Is it wrong to say no, even if you hurt the person by saying that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You never say yes to anything that makes you feel uncomfortable or that's going to hurt you in any way. Absolutely not. How do you recover from a betrayal from someone who was close to you? Well, it definitely sucks, and it happens to most people, if not everyone. We all get betrayed. We all get hurt, probably more than once in life. Just try to see it as an opportunity for you to learn how to cope with that situation, would it happen in the future. In a way, be grateful that now you are more well equipped for this kind of situation, would you experience it again later in life. Why can't I find meaning? Well, where are you looking? Are you out there? Are you learning new things? Are you going new places? Are you meeting new people? Or are you just in one place, not making any changes to your life, not making any changes to, your knowledge or your surroundings or anything really, and then wondering why you can't find meaning? If you can't find it where you are at right now, it's a sign that you need to move somewhere else. Whether that is, physically move somewhere else, or spiritually, or just mentally. And what I say by moving is, or what I mean by moving is really getting out of your comfort zone and doing things and learning things that you haven't before. So be prepared to challenge yourself, and eventually you will get there. How do you not feel awkward while having solo dinner? There's nothing awkward about having solo dinner. And if someone continues to stare at you, just kind of wave at them. Perhaps they want to join. You never know. How to tackle rude people? Ignore them. Any advice for any creative person trying to find something to do in life? Well, in what way are you creative? And try to explore your form of creativity more than you have so far. And do that by studying it. Do that by failing and see what you can make out of your craft. What opportunities are there in that field. And perhaps there aren't many. Perhaps you need to create that opportunity for yourself. But whatever you do, if you are a highly creative person, do not settle for a life that will not allow you to express your creativity. It will not end well. What's one word that motivates you? So I had to think about this one, and I decided that it is when people say, let's do it. Or I guess that's 3 words. When people say, let's, let's say you're hanging out with a friend or a group of people or anything, and you're talking about this idea or something fun to do, or anything really, and for some reason, when you're talking about it as if it's just not going to happen. We're just talking about it for fun. But then there is this person who just goes, well, let's do it. And everyone is kind of shocked because you were just talking about it as a fun thing, but now someone's actually taking the initiative to, do this thing. And yeah, I don't know if that made sense, but I like that kind of person who is just like, well, let's do it. Why not? And yeah. Okay. What's your opinion about toxic friends? And you might have advice about how to get rid of them, because I think it'll be better for my inner peace if I do that. So, I don't advocate just letting people go. I believe in really trying to make things work, giving people the benefit of the doubt, and having important conversations, because good, meaningful relationships and friendships are pretty rare. So you shouldn't just let them go without having done everything that you could to make it better or to save it. With that being said, if someone is putting you down, if someone is making you not feel good about yourself, if someone is jealous, if they don't want what's best for you, you walk away. You first let them know how you are feeling, but the thing with many people like that is that they don't really even want to listen. So step 1, I would say, do your best to try to make yourself heard and make them know how you're feeling. If it doesn't work, know that you have done everything that you could and feel satisfied with that, and then just let it go. Don't stay around toxic people. Just distance yourself. Either tell them straight up that this is not working for you, they're making you feel a certain way, or if that's kind of intimidating, just do your part and then slowly distance yourself from that person. What is beauty in your opinion? Beauty is anything that makes you say or feel like, wow, that was something, you know? Whether that is something physical or if it's just a feeling. But yeah, just feeling like, wow, that's beauty. How to be there for someone you care about. Just literally be there. I think it's become a huge problem that it's become acceptable to view social media as a main form of communication and neglecting actual human interaction, or even neglecting, phone calls. We think that liking someone's photo means that we're upholding a relationship, when in reality, that's not how human beings are built. We need physical human interaction. So, how to be there for someone you care about, try to literally be there for them. And when I say literally, I mean physically be there for them. Sometimes all you need to do is go see your friend and sit next to them and don't even say anything at all. And yeah, it can be very meaningful. What best thing can we do before we become 30 years old? Fall in love, preferably with a good person. Like, when good love comes your way, do not deny it. Do not say no. And that was it for this Q&A. I will be answering a few more questions on my Patreon. If you're interested, you can check that out there. Thank you to everyone for submitting your questions, and I lost myself. And that was it. Thank you for everyone who submitted their questions. I will be answering a few more questions for my Patreons, so head on over there if you would like to see some more. And like I said, this is not professional advice. This is just you asking a friend and your friend being like, yeah, maybe I know something about that. And then that being me. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you would like to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you are notified when I upload my videos, which is every week, or I'm trying to keep it that way. And follow me on my other social media platforms, on my Instagram mainly, because I do ask you all a lot of questions on there that I then use for my videos, so that's very helpful. Thank you for watching. Oh no, wait. If you have any advice on any of these questions, I will be probably putting all the questions in the comment or in the description box. So if you have any advice on any of these questions, please share them in the comments. I know it's very much appreciated by anyone who is, looking for answers and looking for advice. So let's help each other out. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the comment section.